I arrived in this parliament and quite frankly walked into the chamber downstairs for question time and things like that, and there was so much anger and bitterness and, it just didn't seem rational to me that people would have so much hatred to each other. Since then, I worked out that's all theatre, and it's not really like that.
Question time's made for TV, though. We're very badly behaved during question time. Everybody wants to be heard. And look, as a local member, it's sometimes where we learn a lot as well about what the government's doing and what the ministers are doing, just simply by hearing them speak for those 5 minutes, answering the questions on what they've been up to.
Question time stems from the fact that we have a responsible system of government. Responsible government means that the ministers, the executive, the cabinet, are responsible to Parliament. And in order to make them responsible, we need to have the opportunity to ask them questions, and question time is the opportunity to do that. Question time is often criticised for being not a place where answers are necessarily obtained. The standing orders don't allow the Speaker to direct the Minister to answer the question, but they do require the Speaker to be relevant to the question. So sometimes there's a bit of controversy around that, but what it does give members the opportunity to do is for the government side to ask about some of the positive things that might be happening. It gives the opposition the opportunity to ask ministers questions about things with which they may have a concern or issues they may wish to raise in Parliament. Inevitably, question time is the focus for not just the members but also the media, because it tends to be the most controversial, certainly the most loud and robust part of the parliamentary day. Of course, it's important to listen to the answers because they are important to the questioner, and of course to use those answers however you see fit. That might be to relay that information to your electorate in relation to something that you're seeking information on, might be to give it to the media in order to expose a particular issue. But either way, in spite of what many may think, question time is an important time of the day. It is important to hold the government to account, whoever the government might be.
The Tactics Committee of the government will determine their 5 questions of the day. The first one will go to the Premier, then it'll be to the Deputy Premier and ministers, depending on what is the big issue of the day. What is an issue in the newspaper? What is an announcement the government wants to make? Now, mirroring that, of course, is a similar process for the opposition. We certainly want to put questions. The opposition will want to put questions to the Premier and ministers that will hopefully be able to show up some shortcomings in what the government is doing, highlight some unpopular policy that they're putting in. So those questions will also be predetermined in the Leader's office throughout the day. They're not Dorothy Dix questions, and the challenge for a minister, having been a minister, is to try to anticipate what the opposition question will be on that particular day.
For a minister in particular, question time is the heat exchange of the day. It's where the opposition tests the government. It's where, as unruly as it might seem at times, it's where the opposition ensures that the government doesn't become an autocracy.
The other thing that I've made enormous use of is the questions on notice process, where every week I get the opportunity to put 9 questions on notice. Now, these 9 questions can be very particular things that have happened for someone in my community, and I can actually sit at a table, look across the desk at them and say, you know what I'm going to do next week? I'm going to ask you a question of the minister on notice. It will be a publicly listed question, and the response will be a publicly listed response. And you can do with that, whatever you want to do, and maybe that'll give you some solace or some answers to the questions you're asking me, which I need to now ask the minister or the government of the day.